in your body with sort of dismay or agitation, to meet that part of your body with a little bit more love. And I'd like to make the theme of the evening tonight sweetness. And I think of Jess actually when I think of that word, because she's always talking to me about the importance of being sweet to yourself. And it really does start sometimes even from a place of feeling a little inauthentic, feeling weird, talking nicely to ourselves, telling yourself that you are doing your best, accepting yourself in every moment without conditions. And then eventually that sweetness starts to plant seeds, so that, because the truth is we're talking to ourselves all the time. Most of the time though, it's coming from a space of lack or a space of inefficiency, not enoughness. So one of the tools to start to move out of that place is to start to put some sweetness in. So I invite you to just scan your body, starting with your toes. Send some love to your toes and the soles of your feet. And then send some love up your ankles and your calves and your shins. Maybe imagine if that love had a color, what it would be. Up the knees, the thighs and the backs of the thighs. Send love to the entirety of your legs that carry you around all the time. Send love to your hips, your glutes, the fronts of your hips, to the low belly and the low back. Fill it with love, acceptance as it is. Move that up your upper back, the shoulders, and your chest. And feel a few deep breaths massaging out the space around your heart center. The front, the sides, the back. Moving down your upper arms, your lower arms, and your hands to the fingertips. Feel your throat and your neck just soften and get a little bit wider. Fill up the entirety of your face and the back of your head with that sensation of love and kindness. Until you feel your whole entire body filled with love, compassion, maybe that color that you imagined. And then maybe say hi to yourself in a way like, if it was to me, I would say, hi, sweet Jenna. Finding a way to talk to yourself in a way that feels sweet, kind. We'll take the hands over your heart, stacking them one on top of the other, palms face down. And feel that sweetness of your breath around your heart. And if you would like to set any intention for your practice, feel free to set that now. If it feels authentic to you, I invite you into that our group intention of sweetness for a mantra of, I accept myself in every moment. Now take a big breath in through the nose. And a big breath out. Slowly start to blink the eyes open, bringing a point on the ceiling into focus. Wiggle out your toes and the tips of your fingers. And then slowly start to draw the knees into your chest, giving yourself a big hug and rocking a little bit side to side. And then from here, we'll keep hugging the right leg in, straighten the left leg along the mat, and interlace all your fingers on top of your right shin. Now, as you pull the right knee in, press your left calf muscle towards the ground or into the ground, and flex your left toes towards you. Now, from here, roll your right ankle out to the right about 10 times. And then roll your ankle to the left about 10 times. And then point and flex your foot about 10 times. Now from here, we'll take the hands behind the back of your right thigh. Now interlace them there and straighten your right leg to the ceiling as much as you can. And you might bend and straighten it a few times, just pumping the heel up. And then we'll hold the stretch with the leg straight. You might walk the hands up your right calf a little bit, deepening the stretch. If this feels like it's pulling on your low back too much, you can bend your left knee and take your left foot flat onto the floor. Keep hugging that leg in. Take one more breath here. Now, if you've walked the hands up your calf, walk them back down your thigh and take your left hand to the outside of your right thigh. Bring your right thumb into your right hip crease. And as you push your right hip down, carry your right foot just across until it's in line with your left shoulder. So maybe just 6 inches or a foot over to your left. And then flex the toes towards your face until you feel a stretch down the back of your knee and the outside of your thigh. So feeling that IT bench stretch, to begin, that right hip is grounded on the floor. If you can, take the leg a little bit further across to deepen the stretch. Now from here, we'll bend your right knee and carry the leg all the way across your body into a twist. As you reach the right arm to the right, take your palm flat onto the floor. Finding this full body twist, maybe looking over your right shoulder, deepening into the entirety of your spine. Take one more breath here. Now slowly we'll bring that right leg back through center. Straighten out your right leg. Draw the left knee in towards your chest. Interlace all 10 fingers on top of the shin. And then hug that left knee in. Press your right calf muscle towards the floor and flex the right foot towards you. Now roll your left ankle to the right 10 times. And then roll it out to the left 10 times. Notice one side might feel a little clunky, that's okay. Just do your best. And then point and flex the foot 10 times. So the bottoms of the feet are really important. There's a lot of nerve endings there. They hold us up all day, so just getting some attention there. And then from there, interlace the hands behind your left thigh. Straighten the left leg up towards the ceiling. You might bend and straighten it a few times if you're feeling really tight this evening. Eventually finding a static stretch by pressing the left heel up. And if the low back feels tight tonight, bend your right knee, take your right foot flat, and then you might walk your hands up your left leg a little bit towards your ankle, pulling that leg towards your chest. Take one more breath here. Now, if you've walked the hands up your heel, bring your hands back down your leg. Take your right hand to the outside of your left thigh. Take your left thumb into your left hip crease. Press the hip down as you carry that left foot just in line with your right shoulder. Now flex all 5 toes towards you. Push the hip down a little bit more. And go until you feel the stretch in the back of your left knee and the outside of your left thigh. And there's a line of fascia there called your IT band. It's a tendon that connects from a muscle in your left outer hip into your kneecap. Slowly bend the left knee now. Carry the leg across your body into a twist as you reach the left arm to the left. You might turn the palm down and look over at your left hand, taking the twist into the entirety of your spine. Take one more breath here. And then slowly carry that left leg back through center. Straighten the left leg and draw the right leg in. Now this time, interlace the hands behind your right leg. Straighten your right leg to the ceiling and bend your left knee, take your left foot flat onto the floor. Now this time, we'll hover the left foot off the floor just an inch, and then press the back of your right thigh into your hands until you lift the upper back and your head up off the floor like a crunch in your upper back. Now from here, draw the left knee in slightly towards your chest and bend your right knee. So now both the knees are bent, and then straighten your right leg. As you straighten the left leg forward, hover the heel over the mat. Bend both your knees, draw the left knee in, right shin bends, and then straighten right leg to the ceiling as you straighten the left leg forward. And bend, left knee draws in, and straighten as you push the back of the thigh into your hands. Take 2 more, bending in and straightening, finding this asymmetrical. Now bend both of your knees and slowly lower your upper back, your head down, release the grip, release your feet down to the floor. Now we'll do the same thing on the other side. Interlace the hands behind the back of your left thigh. Straighten your left leg up towards the ceiling. Hover your right foot an inch off the floor. And then bend your left knee, but bring your knees together. And then straighten the left leg to the ceiling. Straighten the right leg. Press until the upper back and the head lifts off the floor. Bend both the knees in. And then straighten both the legs. Right leg forward and hover left leg up. 2 more, bending in, and then straightening forward. Last time, bending in, and straightening forward. Now bend in, tap the right foot down, tap the left foot down to the floor. Now from here, straighten the right leg up towards the ceiling. Don't hold on to the back of the thigh this time. Take the arms back alongside your ears, reaching towards the back of your mat. Now from here, straighten your left leg, hover the heel an inch off of your mat, reach your left arm up and reach for your toes. Maybe you can touch by lifting the upper back and your head up off the floor. Now switch your legs, lowering the right leg, lifting the left leg, reach right fingertips for the left toes. And then switch, right leg lifts, reach with your left fingers for the toes, and switch, reaching for your left toes. And take 2 more each side. One side reaching for the right leg and reaching for the left leg. 1 more time reaching. Last side here. And then slowly lower all the way down, bending the knees, take the feet flat, hug both the knees into the chest, and bring the hands to the back of the shins. Find a little rock and roll up and down your spine until you can come into a tabletop, either by crossing the shins and rolling over and kicking back, or shifting them to one side and finding a tabletop position. A blanket underneath your knees is always a good option if you have hard floors or a very thin mat. Now find your tabletop, bring the pinkies to the outer edge of your mat so that you're and then from there, reach your right leg back, tuck the toes into the mat. Push the heel back as you reach the crown of the head forward. And then from the heel in your right glute, lift the right leg up away from the floor. And keeping the toes flexed like they were just tucked into the floor. Now reach your left arm forward. Take a big breath in. And as you breathe out, bring the knee to the elbow and round your spine and tuck the chin in. Inhale to reach forward and back. Flex your right toes. And exhale, round it. Maybe point the right toes as you hug in. 1 more time. Inhale, reaching forward. Last time, curling into that tiny rounded shape. This time, as you reach forward and back, bend your right knee, reach the left arm back, and see if you can hold onto the foot behind you. Start to kick a little bit into your hand until you feel that right hip lift, the right hip open, and the left shoulder starts to open a little bit back. Take 1 more breath here. And then slowly release the left hand down, straighten the right leg back. Now cross the right straight leg to your left until it's behind your right leg. Now from here, look over your left shoulder towards your right foot, arcing your body to the left. And then as you do that, push your right heel back, finding a little bit of a more opening in the IT band. Take 1 more breath here. And then slowly come back through center, bring both your knees back together. Turn your fingers in towards your knees. turning your right hand clockwise and your left hand counterclockwise. Now, if this is too much in your wrist, turn the fingers a little bit less towards you so they turn a little bit more out right and left. Now, from here, you can either stay pressing into your fingers if you feel like a lot of stretch already. Otherwise, take 3 cat-cows here. Inhale, dropping the belly, lift your chest. And exhale, rounding in as you press into your fingers. This will be a little intense, so breathe through it. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale, opening up the wrists and the forearms. 1 more time, inhaling. And exhaling to round. Now come back into your neutral spine. Flip your hands back forward so the fingers are pointing forward. Now from here, straighten your left leg back behind you. Start by tucking the toes into the mat. Push the heel back until you feel the quad firm up and the kneecap rises towards your hip bone. Now from the heel, lift the leg up. From there, press into your left hand, reach your right arm forward, finding spinal balance. Take an inhale, reaching. And then with your exhale, round in, elbow to knee, hug it in. Inhale, reach forward and back, just 2 more. Exhale, rounding in, see if you can touch. Last time, inhale, reaching forward and back. Exhale, rounding in for this last time. Inhale, reach forward and back. Sweep your right arm back, bend your left knee behind you. See if you can hold on to the foot behind you. Kick out into your hand, finding this balance, opening up that left hip in your right shoulder, looking forward. 1 more breath. And then slowly release that right hand. Straighten the left leg behind you and tuck the toes back into the mat. Now cross the left leg behind your right leg, keeping the leg straight. And then look over your right shoulder at your left heel, arcing your body to the right. And then push your left heel back until you feel that opening all the way across your left side body, all the way to your heel in that IT band again. Take 1 more breath. And then slowly arc your body through center, bring your knees together. Take your knees as wide as your mat, bring your big toes to touch, find a child's pose. Take your hips to the heels and walk your hands as far forward as you can. Now from here, we'll walk the hands over to the right side of your mat. Take your right hand onto the floor, and then take your left hand like you were karate chopping the floor, taking the pinky edge side of your mat down, of your finger down, excuse me. And then slide the left pinky further forward as you push the left hip back, and then breathe into your left ribs. Inhale to fill up there, and then soften the left armpit towards the floor with your exhale. Take 1 more breath here. Now slowly walk the hands back through center and then walk them off to the left until you can take the right pinky edge side of your hand onto the floor and then slide it a little bit further forward, pinning that right hip back, taking your inhale into that right side of your body and then softening the exhale. That armpit towards the floor. 1 more breath. Now from here, we'll slowly start to walk the hands back through center into your child's pose, and then pull forward into your tabletop again. Bring the knees a little bit closer together. Tuck your toes and find a downward facing dog, taking your hips up and back towards the back wall. And now you can start to pedal out the feet if you'd like, bending into 1 knee. Shake the head a little bit, yes and no. And know if your wrists are feeling a little bit sore today, you can always keep the knees down and find a puppy dog by walking the hands forward. So it would be the same upper body position as down dog, but the knees down on the floor. Now from here, we'll join the legs together. Find some stillness in your body. And then lift the right leg up from the heel, the toes point towards the floor. If you need to take the left knee to the floor, do this from a tabletop. Take an inhale together. And with an exhale together, bring the knee to the nose and point the toes. Inhale, tripod dog, kick the right heel back and up. Exhale, knee to nose, hug it into the chest. Last time, inhale, reach up and back. And exhale, knee to nose, look forward, step the foot between the hands. Help that foot up if it needs some help with your right hand, and tap the left knee down to the mat. Slowly walk your hands up your right thigh, and then interlace the hands on top of your right thigh. Push that thigh down and forward so you can feel that right heel get a little bit heavier. And then lift the front of your pelvis up so that you feel more stretch in the front of that left thigh. Now from here, keep the tailbone moving towards the back of your knee down as you let the hips start to melt a little forward and down. Now keep the fingers interlaced, take the palms inside out in front of you, round your shoulders for a moment, tuck the chin slightly down towards the chest, and then keep the reach as you reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Keep the palms inside out towards the ceiling, arms straight. And try to pull the arms slightly back behind your ears as you keep knitting the front of your ribs in. Now keeping the fingers interlaced, find a little side bend over to your right, opening up more of the front of that left hip. Take a big breath in and hold for a breath out. With the breath in, come back up through center, and then release the left hand to your right thigh. Take your right hand behind you into a twist. I'm gonna switch so that you can hear me here. Yeah. Oh, that's an interesting glare. Push into your left hand, reach your right fingers further back. Last bit, maybe looking at your right thumb. Take one more breath. And then slowly we'll take both hands down to frame your right foot, low lunge. Tuck your toe, keep the back knee down as a matter of fact. Walk your hands back, finding a half split, tucking the right toes towards you. So here's where maybe those soup cans or blocks, if you have them, would help. Flex the right toes towards you, and then fold, hinging at your right hip over that leg. Now the whole time you're pressing into that left knee and shin, so you're standing nice and tall on the shin. Now from here, find a halfway lift as best you can with your inhale, and then walk both hands to the outside of your right leg. Now start to drop the right pinky toe towards the floor so the foot turns clockwise towards the pinky edge towards the floor. Now depending on how open your IT band is, the pinky toe might touch or it might just turn a few degrees. So don't worry too much about how far it goes, just go until you feel the good amount of stretch. And now slowly walk the hands back through center, turning the right toes towards the ceiling. Now rebend your right knee, plant the hands, lift the back leg up, and step back into a plank pose. With an inhale, shift forward, tap the knees down, lower all the way down to your belly through chaturanga. Keep the hands framing your ribs, just take them slightly wider onto the wood floor or whatever kind of floor you have. Tense your fingers, point the elbows to the ceiling. Press into the pinky toe side of your feet, and with an inhale, lift up into a low cobra. And with an exhale variation, drop the left shoulder and left ear down, looking to the right side of your mat. With an inhale, come up through center. And with an exhale, drop the right shoulder and right ear down, looking to the left. One more twist, inhale through center. Exhale to the left shoulder and ear down, looking to the right. Inhale through center. And then opposite side, right shoulder, right ear down. Inhale up through center. And then lower it down through center. Slide the hands in by your chest. Press up into a tabletop position. Tuck the toes, find a downward facing dog or your variation this evening. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Join the legs together. Lift your left leg up towards the ceiling. Heel first, toes flex. Exhale, knee to nose, hug it in round towards your chest. Two more. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, knee to nose, hug it in tight. Inhale, last time, up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, step the foot through your hands, helping it up with your left hand if you need. Tap your back knee down to the mat. Walk the hands up your thigh and interlace the hands on top of your left thigh. Now press into your left thigh forward and down until you feel the front of your pelvis rise up and you actually come out of the bend of your front knee a little bit. Now from here, let the hips start to move forward and down. Keep the hands interlaced, straighten the arms forward, Round the shoulder blades away from the spine for a moment so you get length in the arms, and then keep the arms long as you reach the arms up and back. And then try to squeeze the arms straight, taking the arms slightly back behind your ears, or at least in that direction. Now from here, find a little side bend to your left, opening up the right side body. Take a big breath in, and stay for your breath out. With your breath in, come back through center. Release the right hand to the outside of your left thigh. Take the left hand back behind you into a twist. Reaching the left fingers back to broaden your chest more. Take a big breath in. And a full breath out. Look forward, bring the hands down to frame your left foot. Tuck your toes. Find the half splits. Walk your hands back, straighten the left leg. I always want to forget that. Find a halfway lift, take an inhale, lift your chest. And with an exhale, folds down, hinging at your left hip. Holding here for a breath, pressing continuously into that right shin and knee. Finding that height, standing tall on your right thigh. And then find another halfway lift with your spine. Now take both of your hands or blocks to the outside of your left leg. Now drop the left pinky toe towards the floor so your left leg starts to twist to the left from deep in your hip socket. And then the toes might come to the floor, but don't make that the goal. Make finding that place in your body, bringing the awareness there, the goal. Now slowly turn the left toes back to the ceiling. Rebend your left knee, tuck your toes, lift your back leg. And now we'll step back into your plank pose. Inhale, shift forward, and maybe with the knees lifted, lower all the way down to your belly. One more time, those spinal twists. Tense your fingers, take the elbows up. With an inhale, lift your chest. With an exhale, dip your left shoulder and your left ear forward and down. Inhale through center. Exhale, dip the right shoulder and right ear down, looking to the left. One more time each side. Inhale through center. Exhale, left shoulder drops forward and down. Inhale through center. And exhale to the opposite side. Now inhale up through center. And exhale, lower all the way down through center. Now from here, bring the right hand into frame your chest. Straighten your left arm to the left, palm face down on the floor. Bend your right knee. And roll over to your left side until you can step your right foot behind your leg. Now from there, you might choose to take your right hand to the low back, opening up that left shoulder a bit. Relax the ear down to the floor, relax your jaw. Story of a yoga teacher constantly trying to make sure I'm not facing the wall. New struggles of 2020. If you've taken the right hand to your low back, bring the hand back to the floor. Slowly, using it as brakes, roll over onto your belly. Now straighten the right arm to the right, palm face flat on the floor. Take your left hand into frame your chest, bend your left knee and roll over onto your right side, stepping the left foot behind your leg somewhere. Relax your head down. You may take your left hands to your low back if you'd like. Relax the jaw here. Take a breath. Now slowly bring that left hand back down in front of your chest. Use it as brakes to roll back to your belly. Bring both hands into frame your chest and press back into a child's pose. And you might choose to take the arms back behind you for this variation, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the muscles of your forehead, and you just give your forehead a little bit of a rock, right and left, here, right and left. Come back to this sweetness with yourself. Now slowly start to walk the hands back forward into an extended child's pose. And look at your hands, come into a tabletop and tuck your toes, find a downward facing dog. Now from this down dog, walk your feet all the way up to your hands, finding a forward fold at the top of your mat. And then bend your knees a lot. Take your left hand underneath your face And then reach the right arm up to the ceiling. And as you do that, straighten the right leg as much as you can. Draw the right hip back in space. And you might look up at your right thumb. Take a big breath in. And stay for your breath out. Unwind your twist. Look at the floor. Breathe in. Take the right hand down. Bend both your knees, and with your breath out, reach the left arm up as you straighten the left leg, drawing that left hip back. Take a big breath in. Stay for your breath out. Bring both hands to the floor as you fold down over your legs. Find a halfway lift. Take a big breath in. And breathe out as you forward fold down. Now this time, circle the arms all the way around and up, reaching up as you press into your feet. And then bring the hands down to heart center with your breath out. Nice. Now from here, keep the palms glued. Drop the hands towards the floor like you were scooping the air. Soften the knees, reach the arms up, straighten the legs, look up towards your thumbs. Keep the hands glued as you soften the knees, forward fold all the way down. And then when the hands can touch the ground, release the hands. Inhale, come halfway up, rock the weight forward. And exhale, fold down. Take the hands to the floor, step your right leg all the way back. Tap the right knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the ceiling, Anjaneyasana. Keep your right hand up, reach your left hand towards the floor for a side bend, either taking the hand onto your body or reaching for the floor. Inhale, bring both arms up. Right arm forward, left arm back for an open twist. Inhale, both arms up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands down, frame your left foot, half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. Find a halfway lift, pressing into your right shin. And exhale, fold over your leg. Rebend your left knee, walk the hands forward, lift your back leg, step back into a plank pose. Inhale, shift forward, tap the knees down if you'd like, lowering all the way down to your belly. For this variation, reach the arms back, lift the arms and the legs, chest and the head, locust variation. And exhale, lower down. Bring the hands in to frame the chest, press back, child's pose. Hold for your breath here. Look up at your hands with an inhale, pull forward into a cow pose, look up, tuck your toes. And exhale, downward facing dog, take the hips up and back. With an inhale, lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. With an exhale, knee to nose, step it forward, maybe helping it with the right hand. Tap your back knee down. Inhale, take the arms up into an Anjaneyasana. Bring your right hand down either to your thigh or reaching for the floor for a side bend to your right. Inhale, both arms up. Left arm reaches forward, right arm reaches back into a twist. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, arms reach up. Exhale, half split, straightening your right leg, drawing the toes in. Find a halfway lift with an inhale. And with an exhale, fold over your leg. Rebend your right knee as you inhale, tuck the toes, lift your back leg, and step forward into a forward fold at the top of your mat. Bend your knees a lot, take your left hand under your face, reach the right arm up as you straighten the right leg. Hold for your exhale, drawing the right hip back. Bring both hands down with an inhale, switch your hands, right hand down, and exhale, reach the left arm up as you straighten the left leg, bend your right knee. Hold here. And then fold over your legs with your exhale. Find a halfway lift through center, reach the shoulders back. With an exhale, fold over your legs. Take the hands down, step your left leg all the way back behind you. Now this time, pivot your left heel down for warrior two, cartwheel the arms up. This will be our peak pose, let's say, today. We'll cross the left arm underneath your right, either holding on to opposite shoulders or double wrapping your arms. I'll hold my shoulders for the demo here. Bend your front knee and push the right thigh back to the right. And then with an inhale, lift the elbows up, find a little bit of a back bend. And with an exhale, round the elbows in towards your navel, pressing more into your right heel. With an inhale, lift the arms up, open up the wings, right and left, warrior two. Flip your right palm with an inhale, go up and back. With an exhale, cartwheel the hands down, low lunge. Come onto the ball of your back foot, step back, high plank, shift forward. Tap the knees down, lower all the way down to your belly. Reach the arms back, locust pose, lift the legs, lift the arms, take flight. Exhale, lower down. Slide the hands in by your chest, inhale, tabletop position. And exhale, child's pose. Look up at your hands, come into a tabletop again, cow pose, lifting chest and tailbone, look up. And tuck the toes, downward facing dog with your exhale. Join the legs, inhale, lift your left leg up towards the ceiling. And exhale, knee to nose, step the foot through your hands. Pivot your right heel down, finding warrior two, coming all the way up. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out, drawing that left thigh to the left. Cross the right arm under the left, either double wrapping into eagle arms or holding onto your shoulders. With an inhale, lift the elbows up, look up. And with an exhale, round in, pressing into your left heel. With an inhale, come back up, open the arms up, warrior two. Flip your front palm, go up and back, looking up at your top hand. And then cartwheel the hands down, low lunge, framing your front foot. Step forward into a forward fold. Find a halfway lift with a breath in. And with a breath out, fold over your legs. Inhale, sweep the arms around and up, getting taller each time. Bring the hands to heart center. Keeping the palms glued, take the palms towards the floor, bend the knees, scoop the air around and up, straightening the arms as you straighten the legs. Look up and then forward, fold, keeping the palms together until you can touch the ground. Inhale, come halfway up, draw the shoulders back. And with an exhale, bring the hands down, step your right leg, step your left leg back into a downward facing dog. Now from here, we'll tap the knees down to the mat. Shift the shins to one side and find a comfortable seat with the legs either out in front of you, or you can come to sit up on a blanket. Now from here, we'll take your, I think if I mirror you, that'll be best. Take your right arm up, bend your right elbow, take your forearm onto your head. Now drop the right ear towards your right shoulder. Now don't pull with your arm, you're just letting it be a little bit of a weight. And then crawl your left fingers to the left on the floor, reaching out to the left. So let most of the stretch come from reaching rather than pulling. Now close your eyes, relax your jaw. Rock the chin just slightly towards the floor. Keep reaching through your left fingers. Now rock that chin slightly towards the ceiling, just oscillating, but keeping the ear moving towards the shoulder, stretching out the muscles of the front of the neck. Now slowly come back through center. Use your right hand to push your ear back up. And then release. Take that left arm up, bend the elbow, take the hand to drape over your ear. And then drop the left ear towards your left shoulder. Crawl your right fingers out to the right on the floor. Close your eyes, relax your jaw. Feel how that stretch can move all the way up to your ear. Rock the chin slightly towards the floor, reaching continuously through your right fingers. And breathe. And slowly rock the chin up towards the ceiling, reaching through the right fingers for the stretch. And then slowly use your left hand to push the head back up to center. Now from here, release the hands and we'll make two fists with your hands with the thumbs facing the outside. I'll get a little closer so you can see. Now bend your wrists so they look kind of like dinosaur heads and they could face different directions. And now make your dinosaurs kiss in front of you. Now from there, bring the fists in front of your chest and try to straighten your arms forward, keeping the knuckles facing you so the fingers stay facing you the whole time. And the trick is it's hard. You probably won't be able to straighten your arms, but try to relax your jaw, just opening up the forearms a little bit. And then you can slowly relax that. Now take the palms together. Turn the fingers in opposite directions. So one palm will turn towards you, the other palm will turn away from you. Now slide one palm towards you, the other palm away from you until the fingers are more on the palms of your hands, and then press, opening up the wrists. So it looks like this, slide, press. Now notice which side you're doing. We're going to do the other side next. Release the press, palms back into prayer, twist the opposite direction, slide apart, and then press. Nice. And then slowly we'll relax that. Take your palms out to the side and just open and close your fingers a few times. Okay, great. And now we'll get started into some of our more restorative poses. So we'll start with a Supta Baddha Konasana. So go ahead and get your pillow bolster, pillow/bolster, or your blanket, and your blanket. We'll use the pillow to support our upper body and the blanket to support the lower body. So you might even use 2 blankets if you know you have tight hips. So basically just shove the blanket around the outer edges of your legs until they feel like they're supporting your legs up. And if you have the space in your hips to use one blanket, you might take it on top of your feet and shove it underneath either edge, under the outer edges of your legs. Now, if you have a king-size blanket, you might be able to do that even if you have tight hips. But basically, find a variation that feels like your legs are completely supported. If it feels like your head is falling way back and your chin is lifted, then pause, go and get another blanket or a pillow and put it underneath your head so that it feels like your chin is lower than your forehead. Your arms might come alongside your body if that feels good. You can interlace them on top of your belly. Wherever the arms feel like they want to be today. They could be above your head. But take this time to make your body as comfortable as you possibly can. So this practice of restorative, we move from a very physical flow practice into a more restorative practice, which is less physical and more metaphysical, more subtle body. So that becomes a challenge in a different way, right? Now we begin to challenge our mind in a different way. We don't have the flow or the physical movement to distract our mind. So now we call on to the pranayama, the control of our breath. So use your next breath in to fill all the way up the belly, the ribs, and your chest. And then like you were breathing out of a straw, purse your lips and exhale. See if you can exhale maybe for a count of 6 or 7 counts. Inhale maybe for a count of 4. And then out through that straw-like lips for a count of maybe 7 or 8. Making your exhale about twice as long as your inhale is a great way to just start to drop into this more restorative practice. Begin to quiet the mind. Imagine like each breath out was a wave of relaxation washing over the front of your body. Feel your jaw unhinge from the ears down away from the top teeth. And let the tongue relax from its root all the way to the tip in the bottom of your mouth. And start to cultivate this feeling of sweetness again. To me, I think of the jasmine that's been blooming all over the city. That sweet smell in the air. Think of something now in your mind that feels like sweetness to you. Maybe it's your morning coffee. Can you start to embody that sweetness now internally? Go of holding on to any thought. Just feel this moment flow through you like water. Most often, as we stop trying to figure things out, is when this guidance comes through. Things start to become clear. Don't hold on to a thought. Don't hold on to anything at all. Imagine here in this pose, like you had developed a sixth sense that allowed you to detect the texture of the air within an inch of your skin. Imagine you could feel the way that the air gradually gets cooler away from your skin. And then see if you can start to expand that to maybe 6 inches away from your skin. Feel your awareness expand into this curiosity of what are you capable of feeling? And then see, can you feel into the entire room that you're in? Can you perceive the outline of the objects? Can you feel how the energy shifts in the doorways and in the corners? Can you feel into your entire house? Can you feel other energies around you in your building, in other rooms, other apartments around you maybe? Can you feel the power of stillness as the world is just kind of moving around you? We'll be in this pose for just a few more moments. When you do feel ready, we'll simply straighten out your legs. You might move the blanket or blankets under the backs of your thighs so they support your knees to bend, or just let your legs straighten and the blankets go wherever they go, making as little movement as possible as you just simply straighten out your legs. Feeling any effects of your pose here in your body. Coming back to that 1 inch above your skin feeling. Can you detect any changes in the bottom half of your body? When you feel ready, we'll bend the knees, taking your feet flat on the floor. Take your hands face down alongside your hips, and then slide them back until you can press them down to lift your body up. And now we'll move the blanket to the right and drop your knees to the right side of your mat, bringing your right hip up against your bolster or your pillow. We'll take the blanket now between your knees. And your knees can be staggered, your top knee a little further off than your bottom knee. We'll bring one hand down on either side of your pillow and lower your body down, hugging your pillow. And you can either hug the arms underneath if you'd like, or just let your forearms be flat on the floor. Now, if your pillow is really soft, this might be too much of a twist, and it might feel better to actually come on your back and take the pillow between your knees in a more traditional yoga twist. So adjust whatever is going to serve you with the props that you have tonight. And then settle your body back into the stillness. And your gaze can be in the same direction as your bent legs. You can choose to maybe take a couple of those straw breaths again, inhaling in through the nose, and out through pursed lips, feeling your body just relax into the ground and the props. Each breath, a wave of relaxation over your body as you let every muscle go, every thought go. And give yourself the gift of being simply here. few more breaths here on this side. Seeing where else you're able to let go tonight. There's absolutely no rush, no complicated movements. You feel ready, bringing the hands down on the floor under your shoulders and pressing the ground down to lift your chest up just long enough to switch sides, keeping the blanket between your knees, taking your left hip up to that pillow or your bolster, one hand down on either side, and draping your body back down. To this supported twist. Releasing the parts of your body that are touching the ground into the earth. And releasing the parts of your body that are touching the props into the props, where they're supporting the ground to meet you. See how quickly and how deeply you can come back into this deep state of relaxation. Just a few more breaths here on this side. And when you feel ready, And the hands down on either side of the bolster. Press yourself up just enough to slide the bolster off to your right. And then we'll come to lay to the left of the bolster with your left arm alongside your ear. And I'll show you facing this way so you can see a little bit better. And you can either use your ear as a pillow, or you can slide your pillow between your arm and your bicep, and your bicep and your ear, and hug the pillow with your top arm. And I'll show you a rear view so that you can see. So shoulders on the floor, side bodies on the floor, and you might move the bolster between your ear and your arm for a side lying restorative pose. We'll take just a few more breaths here on this side. If this feels really comfortable for you, you're more than welcome to stay in this pose for your Shavasana. If you would like to come into Shavasana in a different position, take your top hand down in front of you and press your body up. You could set yourself up any way you would like tonight. I would recommend maybe something behind the backs of your knees, and maybe the pillow can be your blanket, or vice versa. Make yourself as comfortable as you can. In every phase of this practice, what I like about the flow and restore is every phase is a different challenge, a different practice of yoga. So we begin by flowing, connecting mind, body, breath. We slow down by just connecting the mind and the breath. And then now in Shavasana, we let go completely. Let go of the ego, let go of your thoughts, let go of even your body. In fact, as you start to make yourself comfortable on the floor, imagine from the crown of your head down, your entire body beginning to be replaced by this magnificent blue light. Imagine this blue light fills the entirety of your head, down your neck, down the shoulders, the chest, the the ribs, down the arms, the upper arms, the forearms, the fingers, the low belly, and the pelvis. And the whole upper torso and trunk of your body filled and replaced with this magnificent blue light. Continuing down the legs and the hips, all the way to your toes, until you can just feel the entire blue light filling your body, replacing it. No skin, no muscle, no bones. Just this brilliant blue healing light. To deepen your breath. Your next breath in, fill you all the way up, filling the back of the ribs, and then audible sigh out the mouth, letting it go. Slowly start to maybe blink the eyes open, just reorienting yourself back into the room. Wiggle your right toes and your left toes. Bend and flex your right fingers and your left fingers. You roll out the wrists and the ankles a little bit. And eventually draw the knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug, rock side to side. And then roll over onto one side, curled up in a little ball there for a moment. And then we'll take the top hand down onto the floor, and keeping your head heavy, come all the way up to a seat. You can sit any comfortable position. If you'd like to sit up onto your bolster or your blanket, feel free free to make yourself comfortable, but sit tall. And then again, join the hands together in front of your heart, calling back into your intention. I accept myself in every moment without conditions. Imagine this sweetness between your right hand and your left hand. Maybe even soften the press between your hands, feeling just that gentle touch. From here, let your next breath in fill you all the way up to the crown of your head, getting nice and tall. And then sigh it out as you bow the head down to the hands. The highest light and divine self inside of me sees and bows before the highest light and divine self in you. From my heart to yours, namaste.
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 Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Beautiful practice, I think.
I love the dinosaur hands.
Oh, you like that?
Yes, it was felt great and it was cute. So thank you. That made me smile.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah.
Take care.
I'm so happy
Thanks,
to see you all. Yeah, thank you. If you want to stay and chat, feel free. Also, don't feel pressured. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, Jenna. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye, guys. Be careful. Take care.